Hollywood is on strike. And hey, who cares, right? I mean, in other words, Hollywood is such a force for evil these days. Their movies are bad. And even when they're good, they're bad. And what I mean by that is that even a movie that is technically well made, that keeps your interest, has such perverted and distorted values that it's promoting that it gives you a dirty feeling when you finish watching the movie. And this is now institutionalized in Hollywood. It used to be that Hollywood would make thrillers and they'd make romantic comedies, and every now and then you'd spot the ideology, you'd see a thread and you'd be like, why are they going there? But now that's the norm.
That's the norm. And it's actually propaganda.
It's pure propaganda.
Left-wing propaganda.
And it's not just Hollywood. In fairness, it's not just Hollywood. When we went to London, I was looking at London theater. And the same is true, by the way, of Broadway. Used to be, I'd go down and I'd be like, oh man, there are 7 things I'd like to see. Let me see where I can get tickets and hone into the one that I want to see the most. Now I go through them, and one after the other, it's like perverted propaganda. And I'm like, I can't bring myself to watch this. Mm-hmm. So I'm down to 1 or 2 options.
Which is why we saw Grease.
And typically they're options, I've already seen them. It's like, do I want to go see Les Miserables all over again? I've seen it like 3 times.
Yeah. So Grease, and then of course we saw The Marriage of Figaro, the opera, which again, that one doesn't have any political anything. And it's a very old opera. Mozart. And so a very, again, we do have to look for things like this because that's not even the norm anymore.
I mean, one of the questions is, it's not that Hollywood never makes a movie we want to see. In fact, we've been talking about going to the theater to see this upcoming film called Oppenheimer, which is made almost as a documentary. It's not a real documentary. It's a recreation of Oppenheimer's life. Mm-hmm. Robert Oppenheimer was one of the key figures in the invention of the atomic bomb and in the Manhattan Project that produced and then ultimately dropped 2 bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Oppenheimer was also gay, and so he had problems getting security clearances. So this is all about the kind of tension between Oppenheimer's private life, which was certainly at that point taboo, and his public role, which required high-level security clearances. So anyway, Christopher Nolan's movie, interestingly, when they had a London premiere, the actors walked off the set, and Nolan was left.
SAG, Screen Actors Guild, American Federation, had to pull their actors out. They couldn't even do a red carpet premiere.
Yeah. So this is a strike that involves the writers and the actors both. Mm-hmm. And apparently a big reason for the strike is that they're worried that Hollywood is figuring out a way.
AI.
Yes. To use artificial intelligence. So if Hollywood owns your likeness, let's just say you're Laurence Olivier, they can take Laurence Olivier, the image, the personality, they can create new scripts that will then be played by the AI, the artificial intelligence figure, Laurence Olivier, but it'll be marketed as Laurence Olivier, except Olivier will have nothing to do with it. Olivier will not be paid for it.
Or even, like a current actor, Tom Cruise, right? So Tom Cruise won't get paid for his role.
And they could make a whole bunch more movies. Let's just say Top Gun Part 7, Part 8, Part 9, Part 10. All featuring Tom Cruise, but it's not really. So anyway, this is what they're fighting about.
Right. And also there's also they claim there's a discrepancy in producers being paid or directors being paid versus some of the actors. And to be quite frank, there's about 10 actors that are overpaid. I mean, if you ask me, right?
the studios, on the one hand, if you talk to libertarians, they'll be like, it's the market. But, it's not really true. And the reason it's not really true is because in the old days, the market was still operating. Studios would hire an actor, let's say Reagan, and they'd sign him for the next 5 films. Reagan wouldn't have any choice in what those films are. And they would say, okay, we'll pay you, let's just say $1 million a year for the next 5 years, whatever movie, however much the movie makes, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And that was the deal. Now, obviously, there are certain actors that have tremendous box office power. They get paid more and so on. The ordinary actors and workers in movies don't get paid a lot.
Yeah, but let me say this also. This article actually is about, it says Hollywood strikes could open up opportunities for more conservative content to thrive. And yes, it could, unless, of course, the actor happens to be a SAG member. then obviously it would interfere, which brings me back to Infidel. When we did Infidel, back during COVID in 2018, Jim Caviezel is a member of SAG. And so had this happened, he wouldn't have been able to do media. He wouldn't have been able to do anything, really. He would have been on strike. So it could really affect anybody making a movie with actors that are in this organization.
I mean, we've talked before about the importance of us creating our own institutions. We don't want to be dependent on Hollywood. We don't want to be dependent on Disney. We don't want to be dependent on Yale. And that involves a long-term project of creating rival institutions. And this includes feature films. It includes comedy. It includes, of course, the kind of documentaries that we've specialized in doing. So I think it may be that this Hollywood strike is a moment of opportunity because, after all, people's appetite for entertainment hasn't changed. And if the studios aren't producing it, well, some of it's going to be produced abroad. Foreign producers are going to be making more movies, and there may be a chance for conservatives as well to up our game. This is the 20th anniversary for MyPillow, and over 80 million MyPillows sold. Mike Lindell at MyPillow wants to thank each and every one of you by giving you the lowest price in history on his MyPillows. You get a queen-size MyPillow for $19.98, regular price $69.98, just $10 more for a king size. You get deep discounts on all the MyPillow products, which are on sale: bed sheets, mattress toppers, MyPillow beds, the mattresses, the My Slippers, the robes, and so much more. This is the time to try out some of their other amazing products that you've had your eye on. Go to mypillow.com, use promo code Dinesh to get this amazing offer on the queen size MyPillow, $19.98. Or you can call 800-876-0227. The offer comes with a 10-year warranty, a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. It's time to start getting the quality sleep you deserve. Once again, call 800-876-0227 or go to mypillow.com. Don't forget to use the promo code DINESH Dinesh.